All right, I'm going to run through how to run a cutting board lug groove on our CNC router. This is our Forest Scientific 4x8 CNC router. This is a computer that runs it, and we're only going to run just the lug groove on here. So one of the first things I want to do is figure out what cutter I'm going to use. I'm going to actually use this 1/2" shaft V cutter right there. So first I figure out that cutter, then the next thing I do is figure out the parameters of my board. So here my board is surfaced on the top and the bottom, so it's laying flat, jointed, rib parallel. So I'm surfaced 4 sides, but I leave these longer edges on so I have a way to fixture it down. Then using a square, I draw my line vertically, leaving enough room to make sure I can fixture it down. I could either fixture it with plastic nails, or wood screws way outside of my line. So I draw this line and then a corresponding one on this side as well. And then I write those dimensions down between the lines and I round down. So it's 15.5 in X, 10 in Y. Using calipers, I get 0.785 thick. Then I'd find my center, because that's where my datum point's going to be. I'm going to draw from corner of the pencil to corner down here of my pencil marking. Draw and do it the other way as well. Draw, and that's going to give me my center point. So I got my wood stock, its dimensions, I'm fixtured down, or at least I know how to fixture it down. And I have my cutter and my machine all chosen. Now let's go into the computer and then program this out. All right, we're in VCarve right here, V Carve Pro, made by Vectric. This is CNC software specifically for woodworking. I'm going to start over here on the left side. This process will always be the same. Create a new file, and then I'm going to do my material setup. I'm only working on one side of the board. I set my dimensions here, and again, I rounded down a little bit to stay inside my parameters. X was 15.5, Y was 10. Then using the dial calipers, I set that thickness to 0.785. Not that important if I'm not cutting all the way through. Material surface, and then that datum point center of board, so I have the center here. I could play with my material settings here. Birch is a pretty good representation of that cherry, so that's good. I'm going to hit OK. Now that I've done my material setup, now I'm going to create my geometry. So I'm going to create a rectangle. I'm going to center it at the origin here at 0, 0. And I'm going to put that blood groove 1 inch in on all sides. So 1 inch from the 15.5 is 14.5. And from the other side, it's going to give me 13.5. So I'm 1 inch all the way in. My height is 10. I'm going to subtract 2 from that to get 8. And that's going to create my rectangle. I could create text. I could do any of my geometry here. But just for this video, I'm just going to do that blood groove. And I'm not even going to cut the board out. Now that I have that blood groove, I go up here to the right-hand corner, and I'm going to tool path it. That little pin will pin that bar up there. I'm going to do this as a profile tool path. I have to select it till it goes dotted. I'm starting at a depth of 0, so I'm calling top of stock 0. I think I'm going to go down 0.2 inches with that V cutter. The deeper I go, the wider the cutter. I'm going to select my cutter right here. And it is a V cutter, 1 1/4 inches across. A feed rate of 100 is good. A plunge rate set half of that. Spindle speed, 24,000 RPMs. Those are all good settings. So I'm going to select that cutter. It is going to do all of that in one pass. The rule here for passes is never more than the diameter of the cutter. So I'm going down 0.2, so one pass should do it. I'm going to run it on the line versus inside the line or outside the line. I'm going to go down here. I'm just really doing an engrave. I hit calculate. It's all done. I want to verify it here, so I hit play. That was a little fast. I could reset my preview, slow this down. I could go and hit play. And if that's a little too deep or a little too wide, I could bring it up a little bit, but I actually kind of like the way that looks. I'm all done. Now I go up here to posting the toolpath, and I'm going to save it on a flash drive. And then I'm going to take that flash drive out to the shop and run it. Remembering that I have the correct tool here. So the machine is the Forest CNC, and the proprietary software on that Forest Scientific is Velocity. So I don't have to set those. And then I got to select my toolpath here, and I'm going to save that toolpath onto my flash drive and then take it out in the shop. It is a numeric code file, so let's go run that right now. So I'm out on the computer. I take that flash drive, plug it in to the computer that drives the CNC. Under File, open G-code. I find my file, and I open it up, and I verify that's what it should look like, starting in the center, one tool path. Now I'm going to go and zero these out right here by moving the router to my 0, 0, 0 point. I want to be really accurate on my zeroing X, Y, and Z. So you can see how accurate that bit is right on my cross for X and Y. I would zero X and Y, bring it back up, touch off of this to get a perfect Z. And those settings on the computer screen are right here. So you click here to set your X and Y zeros, and then sense Z zero. So right here, this is the one that senses Z zero, and then you're going to 0X and 0Y. Most important setting, especially on this Forest Scientific, is that spindle has to be turned up to about 12,000, 13,000 RPMs. The default is off. So it is imperative that you manually bring this up or type it in here. So you have to set your spindle RPM. You could always air run it, zero that bit a couple inches above your part, hit run, make sure it's all going to work well, then bring it down, zero out the Z, and then run it. So now we're back to G code. Everything looks good. It's fixtured well. Vac is on, and I hit start.